So, how can you stay at a five-star hotel anywhere around the world for $0 a night? Yeah, you heard me right. $0 a night. And that's exactly what I'm about to talk about in this video. So please consider subscribing to this channel and smash the like button to support us. And well, let's just dive right into it. Oh, and Happy New Year's 2024. Frankly, there isn't any magic behind this. You don't really have to be rich. You don't have to do anything crazy or anything super special. And so I'm actually going to just tell you right away instead of me letting you wait till the end of the video to tell you what it is. It's using credit card points. And the champion for this one is the American Express Platinum Credit Card. Well, let's just keep going. I know you've heard a lot about this. You've heard about having credit cards, how the point works, and you buy this, you do that, you get a point. However, in this video, I'm about to tell you specifically how to use those points to benefit you in a situation like this. Just like I mentioned earlier, where you can literally stay at the five-star hotel anywhere for free. Just using that. And I'll show you exactly what would have been the cost in dollars or euros, depending on where you live. How much would that have been if you were to pay out of pocket versus using points, which you just get by just purchasing stuff just like you always do. The same way you purchase your groceries, the same way you pay your bills, the same way you pay rent, the same way you, go to the bar and get some drinks, but you get point just by doing that. There is a trick that's very important, because most of the time, just because you have point, that doesn't necessarily mean you can just use them and get this type of deals. You need to know how specifically you can use this deal to make the most out of it. So to really tell you the whole story, a few months ago, I decided to go on vacation with the family, and that was in Europe, specifically in Italy, all the way down to the coast in Sorrento, right next to Amalfi, Positano, and Capri. The good stuff, the Instagram stuff. And so as I was looking around, what would be a really good place that I could stay to have the best experience that I could possibly have, there is a Hilton hotel right on the side of the mountain overlooking the sea, which is a five-star hotel, and just happened to be exactly one of the transfer partners to my credit card point. But I'm going to roll back a little bit so we can understand exactly what I mean by transfer partner. I knew that I had credit card points, and so I was trying to find a way how I was going to use those points. Most of the time when you have your credit card points, they will tell you, go to our travel portal, whichever credit card point you have, either the Chase or American Express or whichever one or Capital One, they will tell you go to our portal. However, I'm just going to tell you straight, if you do that, you will never, ever get a deal or the best deal out there in the market, because you are using their own portal. Obviously, they're not going to try and give you the best deal out of those points, because they're going to try to charge you a little bit more so they can take those points back. They gave them to you. Remember that. And so the best way to do this is a lot of these credit cards, they do have transfer partners. And guess what? One of my transfer partners, which in this case happened to be Hilton, and then use those points to book yourself a hotel. And by doing so, that's when you get the best out of it. There is something that's very important here, is that Hilton Hotels point versus American Express, there is a difference. So for every American Express point, you get 2 Hilton Honors point. So if you got 1,000 points and you transfer those 1,000 points to Hilton, those points will count as 2,000 Hilton Honors points. However, if you were booking a Hilton hotel on the American Express portal, 1,000 points is going to be equal to 1,000 points. That is the first trick that you need to know about. So I was looking for about 5 nights that I would spend in Sorrento. And if you look, just like I'm showing you right here, 5 nights from August 24th to August 29th, it would have cost me exactly 2,379.75 euros. And if you convert this into US dollars, it's about $2,600 to be able to book at this hotel at that time of the year. That's quite a hefty price. However, here's the kicker. The Hilton Hotel had only required me to book up to 4 nights using point, and they will give me an extra night without having to use point or anything out of pocket. That's a 5-star hotel in Sorrento, Italy. That's like crazy. I mean, if I think about it, I mean, you got the pasta, the pizza, the gelatos, and the wine. Oh boy. Anyway, that's like the best deal you could possibly get. And so what I did was, as you can see, I had about 94,000 points on my American Express account. And those points, since I told you that they are actually worth twice Hilton Honors points, they ended up being worth over 188,000 points in Hilton Honors. However, when you look at this, it tells you that I either paid 2,375 or 2,379 euros or 240,000 points. So I know you'll be like, well, you only transferred 188,000 points. How did you get to 240,000 points? Well, since I've done this before, I already had points left over that I had transferred back then before that was already into my Hilton Honors account. And all I had to do is just add additional points, et voila. And I have the exact amount of points that I exactly needed in order for me to book for this hotel. And guess what? Every single night cost me about 60,000 points, just like it is showing you on the screen. If you do 60 times 4, that's 240,000. If you look very well, there is an additional night that just says 0. I didn't have to pay because I already used the point for 4 days and they gave me an additional day. After I book, I paid nothing. And when you book with points, you don't even pay taxes. It's just nothing, literally. You don't need to be rich. You don't have to be special. Anybody can do it. And I bet you all these people that you see out there on Instagram looking like they got all this beautiful stuff and this crazy life and they're doing all these things, believe me, they're probably doing just this. Only thing you gotta do is have a credit card that accrues points while you use it on your everyday purchases. Just like I said, anything that you purchase, you get points out of it. And those points are very much valuable when you actually use them with a transfer partner and you take advantage of the benefit that they come with it. And most of the time, they run deals just like this one. It's all the time. And so if you guys really want to know much about this credit card and how exactly to get it and how to use it and how to get the most benefit out of it, how do you get the point, how do you scale up in the amount of point? By the way, I do have a link in the description of this video. If you want to apply for it, there is a benefit of introductory point that you can actually get. And I believe right now, if you sign up, you're going to get up to 80,000 points. If you spend, I believe, up to $6,000 within 3 months. Obviously, it's something that's feasible depending on how much money you actually spend. Because if you have a debit card, you already spend that money anyway. One more thing that I believe most of you will be asking me. Well, even if you got a hotel for free in a place like this, and got to visit these beautiful places like the Amalfi Coast, the Positanos, the Capri Island, but you still had to fly over there. So you still had to pay something. And if you guys really want to know how I got there, please let me know in the comment below. I will show you exactly how I got there. Well, using credit card points again. Thank you guys. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.